Hi class, I want to go through and give some video feedback. These are the last group, this is the last one, and I'm going to give you an added day because you may need that, not having received your feedback yet. So I'll be giving you an extension for that, probably Tuesday. You'll want to make sure you have these ready, all right? Okay, Nathan, let's jump right in. I'm looking at these for layout, usability, content, things like that. So the first thing you want to do is go into, let me just show you because it will be easier than you trying to find the troubleshooting video that is on the, let's see, announcement page. And that would be a good thing for you to look at if you need some issues taken care of. But I do want to show you how to remove template backgrounds because those are really, they slow your site down and they're not yours, and it's super important. So what you'll do is you come over here, let me move this in a little, and you'll see this site design, right? It's right under your pages and menu. That's where you spend most of your time, there and there. So site design though, when you go back here, you say you have page background, and what you have, for example, have this, you want to remove it, and the way you do that is you come up here to color, all right, and then white will take it away completely, and then anything you put over it's going to be yours. Okay, you can put a color, maybe in your case you want black or gray. You can add a color, you know, here. You can pick a color from your images so it'll all match, that kind of thing. All right, but that's how you do it. You go into the site design and you change the color. That's how you get rid of that photo that's back there. Okay, that's how you get rid of this. You have this. I would remove these. I think these gradients were tempting, but they don't make legibility easy for you. And in week 4, you will be working on accessibility, and it will potentially flag these things for sure, the contrast. So I would take this out. What you're looking at here are columns. Let's say you've got a column up here, very similar to what you have. So when you do that, you're going to get this, okay, the manage columns. And that's what you should be able to find up here, is the ability to click it, and then that will pop up here for you, manage columns, like it does here. Then you can click that, you can go into that. You have 3 actually. So what you have up there is, you know, these gradients on either side and the background image. So you're going to remove those, all right? You'll just have 1. Okay, so decide which ones you don't want. I would take that out, and let's say you take the one on the left out, and then you're going to have 1 long, which is what you'll need up here, right? Okay, so that's what you want to do up here. Okay, right click and change the columns and remove these 2 columns. And then again, of course, you want to remove this image. That should keep your name and your navigation and Instagram. But what you also need to do here is add photographer and filmmaker. Okay, that has to be in your header because that makes it visible on every page. Let's take all this out, okay, because that's all placeholder. So you need to select this and delete it. Okay, all of this, that gallery that you have here, this whole strip, select the strip and delete it. And then you'll replace this. Okay, So let's see. All right, let's close this space up a little bit. Let's select this text box and then stretch it, expand the box a little bit so the text comes out to here. Make it smaller. Also, watch the line spacing here, or rather the character and word spacing. Bring that up, the sentence flow. Okay, so that's going to come up to here. You're going to reduce that for sure. Right now it's about 40, so you want maybe maximum 20. Okay, so half that size. I'd probably make that all caps and not underline it. Okay, and then you're going to close up all this space by selecting the arrow and drag it up. Okay, that toggle. All right, contact needs to be last, and the way you're going to do that is you're going to come over here to your pages and menu, super important. And let's say you have a bunch of things. Well, you're going to take the contact, you only have one page to move it from, but contact, and you're going to move it all the way to the bottom. Okay, and that's going to put it at the very end. And that's what you want to do. Now, a word about the background. When you do go back and change all that, come down to apply to other pages and select all. Okay. Okay. That's going to be important. Oh, still back here. Let's see your portfolio. This has to come out. This background is a placeholder. Just take it out. And that's fun. Good. Good job here. And let's see. Okay. Okay. And close this up. You could take this rule out and bring that up. And in your footer, you have the correct information, but you have to remove that image. Okay. So let's not have distracting images. We really just want to see the navigation. That's what people are there for. But you've done a great job here. You know, this is particularly well. You just have to get rid of some things mostly. All right. Let's see. So your contact, which will be over here. This is to receive emails. Okay. That's more like a subscribe. Let's make this smaller again. You need a regular form. The easiest way to do that, in your case, going here, contacts and forms, but you want it to stay super simple, like the first one. And then you would drag that over to where you want it, okay, which is your page that you're looking at, instead of that subscription that you have over here. That's what you would do. So you could just do that if you want, and you wouldn't have to create a page. Okay, so the other thing we look at is the mobile. And so this will be smaller, so we won't have that line break. I won't have that line break. You'll have your contact here. You won't have to add anything to your mobile as far as content. It will carry over. But you can make edits here that won't affect your desktop. Okay, so probably center that or enlarge it just a little so it takes up a little space differently. That's going to be at the end. Take this out and just bring that up. You're going to have to recrop that, right? Because it's not, it's breaking the body at a wrong place. Take all this space out. And again, once you add what you do up here, it will show up on your mobile. Okay. Yeah, so this can come out. This whole strip can come out. This strip can come out. You don't even have to have a home page. In your case, it would be quicker and cleaner not to have a home page in this case, because your home page has a lot of issues with it that have to come out. Okay, so I would just go and go to your home page here in your pages and menu. Sorry, pages and menu, and you can come up here and you can delete it. Remove that home page. You'll start with your about. All you'll have to do is move that here and add a contact form. Put what you do up here and a social media. You really don't have a lot to do. Once you remove that home page, you're going to be in better shape. And definitely remove the columns so that you only have one column and the background and size. All right, let's move on. Camillo. Okay. Probably could bring that up a little bit to reduce scrolling. Okay. Close this a little bit. Let's see. Check your links. So here's the thing, Carmelo. When I clicked that portfolio, it took me to your contact page. It needs to be linked to this page. Okay. And now we have our videos. Let's make this a little larger. And we want to focus on your videos in this case. I know that's what your program director would like you to do. So make sure you do that, and probably it's kind of a mix, you know, if you're going to also have a store and your work, you're really going to have to find a way to separate it completely. Like here you have and Christian themed clothes, but nothing on your homepage about cinematography. So I feel like this should just be on your shop page, and that's all. This can be an open page if you want. It should actually link to your portfolio and show your films right here rather than clicking to it. They should just be here. They could be over here if you want. You have them like this. So this would be your portfolio page instead of this. You need to combine those in some way, in a very clean way. Let's not have two abouts. This is your home page. So you're going to go into your pages and menu, and you're going to delete this one and keep the about me and get rid of the about. Right now it is a drop down under this. You'll bring it up and make it its own. Great image. I hope that is a Google Voice, free Google Voice. And then this is where you would have this information, all this. Okay, and then below it, you would have this. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's look at the mobile. Maybe enlarge the logo there. Spelling of apparel. Now that it's large, I can see it. Check that. Make that correct. Let's see. Close that a little bit. You might not need all of this, but you might if you're with a shop. It's a little different. Again, this is going to go straight into your videos. So you could have this up here and then your videos. Okay, right here. rather than a button to another page. And we already discussed how that would be laid out. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be on your shop page and then your items underneath it instead of a shop now button. We want to minimize clicking and scrolling. That's what people, they will leave our site if there's too much. All right, so those are the changes that you would make, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this turns out. Great job. All right, Rico, you've got it right up here, and you've got your navigation and contact is last. You've got to delete this template video. You can either remove the whole strip, and that will take that out. Remove this. This is placeholder also. And either it's a very large file or there is nothing here yet. Okay, let's bring that in just a little, and a little more space here. Probably a little less headroom in the future. Take this space out, reduce your footer by a lot, so where it's only maybe an inch. This is also placeholder, so let's take that out. This would be a situation where you could go in and add a blank page in Pages and Menu and just add the contact that goes with this template, the basic, so you're not removing things. Yeah, so this needs to have the content. Let's look at the mobile. That font, that has to close up if that's showing on your end. This comes out. Close that up a little bit. You may have to cut this down by just a little and at least make it 2 paragraphs, but you might want to take some lines out, maybe 10. Just happens a lot in the abouts because we want to reduce all the scrolling, and then you're going to correct that. So you'll make your corrections on your desktop. You'll take this out on your desktop, and then check your mobile and see what needs to be done after that. All right, okay. All right, everybody. I appreciate the work that you're doing, and like I said, I'm going to give you till Tuesday on these, just because it's the last batch here that I'm giving detailed video feedback for. All right, contact me with any questions whatsoever. All right, have a great afternoon.